Okay, Mr. Chairman.
Give another minute, I guess. Stand for pledge, please. Pledge of allegiance.
Flag, United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so we got, basically one set of questions sent to me, one from John, and then Ernie made some comments, so we're just gonna go through these probably towards the end or as we go. Garrett and Ed, any comments that I make today aren't against you guys personally. It's my thoughts as I went through the entire budget and made comments, so don't get too upset about it, okay? Seriously. It's my thoughts, and I could be totally wrong on both ends, so it's just. All right, so right now we're talking about our last year's budget. Let's start with the EDUs. I'm going to assume we still don't have the proper EDUs, and we're listing right now as last year's 13,970 EDUs, correct?
Right.
Which gives us $203 as a user rate. So if we were to start, now I guess here's a question I'm going to ask you, Lori, and anybody. Why when you guys set this thing up, it's a little confusing. On your account numbers, why aren't these numeric? They skip around.
Because there's a major, and you have majors that start like 715, 716.
Well, they're all, yeah. So the 715.
It follows the accounting ledger, how they are listed in the detail and in the summary.
So obviously it's the 715 that dictates, it's not the 80-33.
No.
It's a little confusing, that's all right.
Well, it follows, it's much easier
Yeah.
from the accounting.
Yeah, that's okay. That's
For
okay.
anyone who's using the ledger report.
That's okay. All right, let's start at 10-01. So, unless anybody's got some comments, my first comment is, and this is for the future. If you can name, you have the chief operating officer salary, sewer administrator. If you can just put the people's names next to it. I know Ed, you're the top one. Sewer administrators, Ernie, assistant administrator. I'm going to assume is Pete Pavone. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And then Lori, you're the sewer administrator. So we got four of them there. Now we got the lab tech. We got a mechanic. I know a couple of those guys down there. I don't know them all. And then you have a certified grade 2 and a certified grade 1. So you got certified grade 2, you got 2 people, and certified grade 1, you got 1 person. Those are actual, obviously, employees at the plant. Now my big question is, for $58,656 is you have 1 man for 2820 times 40 times 52 weeks. You got $58,000. If you're asking for this 1 man for $58,000, why are you asking for part-time employee on section 10.2? Huh?
We are not asking for a part-time employee.
Oh, I'm sorry, you guys are not. Okay, that's right. Okay, so are you asking for somebody else at the plant potentially? I know you had said that at one time.
Grade 3, definitely.
Huh?
Definitely looking for a grade 3 operator.
You're looking for 3 more?
No, grade
Class
3.
3.
Oh, grade 3.
Class 3, grade 3.
Hearing aids aren't working this morning. I got glasses on them, I got the friggin' mask. All right, so you only have 1 guy here you're putting in your budget, that you're asking additional.
Yes, but we do need 2 more.
Okay, so are you gonna be needing them for this fiscal year coming up?
Only going to need 1, because
tech position isn't filled, the mechanic position isn't filled. Those are positions that are there, we've tried to keep funded, but we haven't filled. So those aren't all current employees, like you see. There's 3, right? 3 total? I'd like to see 3, yeah.
So, you're asking for the 697. You're going up from 676 to 697. Okay? Why wouldn't, if you have everybody you need on here, why are you asking for more money?
We don't have everybody. Positions are there, but they're not filled.
But then you should be asking for, you should be having the value, the dollar value on here for what you're asking for, because right now, well, you got 58,000 for that one more person.
That person's that's a non-certified person that currently works at the plant. That does all the maintenance, janitorial work and stuff like that. That position is already filled. We have a Class 1 operator, we have 2 Class 2 operators, and we have Ed. We're probably going to lose 1 Class 2 operator because he's going to retire. We don't have a mechanic, we don't have a lab tech, we don't have a grade 3.
Oh, so those, I got it now. So these are the new positions you're looking to fill.
Those are positions that have always been there, we've tried to keep funded because we know once we take the money away, it's very hard to get back.
Yeah, okay. So, I was thinking, and I know you guys aren't in agreement with it, but now I hear what you're saying. I was thinking about carrying 639,000 because I was taking the 58,000 out of there. Now I understand what you're doing. So you want the full 371, right?
Technically, the budget should reflect the staff being fully there. Each position, whether filled or not, the value should.
Okay, and he's asking for the 3 additional guys right now. So I was taking out the 58,000 because I didn't realize the lab tech and the mechanic weren't filled. So the third man, who's called one man, at the bottom for $58,000. My thoughts, I was thinking about, why do you need one man? Because now I understand it. Ernie's asking for the 23, not you guys.
Correct.
Okay, all right. Okay, so then you're asking so you want the full 697, because you have 3 positions that aren't filled.
Right.
And then particularly, you need that bottom guy, that one guy. Who is that bottom guy gonna be? For $58,000.
That's a grade 3? Class 3?
No.
Who is it? What is it?
Operator in training. No.
Am I missing something?
That position is already filled. We have that position already. That's a non-certified guy that's been there for 25 years. Who does all our janitorial, building.
So the 58,000 is the janitor. So do me a favor, for next season, if the lab tech is not filled, put in here, lab tech not filled. If the mechanic is not filled, put that in here. But you're telling me now the one man for 2820 at $58,000, that position is filled.
Correct.
So you're only looking for 2 more people. The lab tech and the mechanic.
We're gonna lose.
No, hold on a second. You're gonna lose one, but you're gonna replace him.
No, we need those 2 positions filled.
Right.
We have 2 grade 2s, we're gonna lose one. We don't have to replace him with a grade 2. He can be replaced with a grade 1.
Okay, so those positions are not filled. All right, that's fine. All right, so then, position not filled yet. But you want to keep the money there, which I understand makes a lot of sense. And then this other guy is a janitor, right?
Building maintenance, yeah.
Okay, and that position is filled.
Yes.
All right, it's more clear now. Like I said, don't take what I'm just asking these questions, okay? So if that position is filled, you got 2 guys. Okay, so I'm going to change mine, because I had 639. I'm going to change it back to your request, unless Don, Bill, or John, or anybody's got any questions. Because what I did is I have my own sheet. I took this sheet, I took Lori's sheet, which you guys all did a really nice job. I got to say, it's really very well thought out. So here on mine, I created a tab called My Thoughts on the Budget. So if everybody agrees, we're gonna go to the 697. And I'm gonna update this as we go along, so when we're done here, we know the number that we're gonna be carrying. Is it Bill, Don, John, anybody else, Steve, you guys agree on the 697?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna put that number in here, the 697 back in. 10-02, okay, Ernie, so now, you're looking for this guy, this person. You're looking for a part-time employee. What is this part-time employee gonna do?
You're looking for two, the summer help
And summer help, I need a, well,
with the manhole.
actually.
Summer
a
help.
lot
Intern.
more than that. So as an intern, yeah.
What was your name again?
Ashley.
Ashley, oh, I love Ashley. My daughter-in-law is Ashley. Easy to remember. Okay, so I'm carrying the 23,000 for Ashley.
Yep.
Everybody approve? As we go along, if you guys object, tell me as we're going along, because once I say everybody approve, I'm gonna assume if you say no, I'm gonna enter the number that we're looking for. 10-03. Okay, so here's a question that, you know, it's, to this day, I just don't get it. And Steve was awesome about doing this, not you, Steve, the other Steve. I just don't get how these expenditures are entered, and I don't understand really even the date that they're entered. So this is where I always had the problem. I said, Steve, you take care of it, and he did a great job of it. So if I look at expenditures 1003, we only committed $500. There's a balance. There's 75% on the left for this. Why are we asking for the whole $2,000 for personal training? I would recommend you guys I mean, I know you're going for it, but some years you do it and some years you don't.
Well, especially last year with the COVID problem, we see that the state classes this year, they were limited to must do
Okay.
Zoom classes. Not that many.
Can you talk into this? Make sure this gets picked up, Ed. Thanks. All right, so I put in here carry $1,500, but if you're telling me because of COVID last year, you guys couldn't go to any classes.
We're limited with the classes.
Okay.
That's why.
All right, so I had carry $1,500. I understand that one now. So I'm gonna put 2,000 back in. Because what I was doing was, I was projecting what I thought the budget should be. And I won't tell you what I think the budget should be, but that's fine. We're gonna get to it at the end. So I'm gonna carry $2,000 if anybody objects. 10-07. Yes, sir.
I got an emergency backup.
Yep.
I left it in more than capable hands to do with,
Yep.
Lori. I gotta get on this backup.
Go ahead.
All right.
Thank you, Ernie, appreciate it.
Sorry, thank you.
And here, okay, let's move to 10-07, overtime pay. So we've only, this is the problem with the system, is it's hard for me to say, or any of us to say, okay, here's what we spent, here's what our budget is, and here's what, so I can't even extrapolate what the budget might be. I put back into my budget, I'm calling it my budget, I put $133,000. We need to evaluate this number closer. You've only used, I don't know if you use it or not, but there's 50% here, balance remaining. You got $66,000 or 50% balance remaining on this overtime. It's got nothing to do with you guys. It's a product of the system getting entered. So, to change it to another 5,000, it's not a big number, but if you start adding up every single line item in these budget, $5,000 here, $2,000 here, $8,000 here, minus 2,000, minus 8,000, it could be a difference of $5 or $6 per unit as a charge for the sewer rate. So I'm saying carry 133,000, but because you have holidays and you have emergency in here and you have regular overtime. Need details on emergency overtime pay, the balance is 50%. Need details on holiday pay. These are my notes on here, and I'm not telling, I'm, in my head, I'm asking questions. You know, do we carry 133? Is that a real number? It looks like you guys have done a pretty good job, you know, of breaking your numbers down. You got some analysis here. The holiday one, you got 16, 18. I don't see any supporting number for 16, 18. Emergency overtime, I don't see any supporting number for $95,000. I just see a number in the cell. So that's why in my view, I need closer evaluation of this number. Again, part of it is a product of getting the correct information on a timely basis.
You gotta understand with the payroll, regular salary, and overtime, there's usually a month lag, sometimes two.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at that 50%, depending on what month, year-to-date you're
I
looking
know.
at, you can't do a straight run rate. You have to add it in, or realize you're missing a month.
But I agree, and that's the hard part of making an evaluation, Lori, is if we have 50% remaining, and if I were to take this number, divide it by 12 months, you know your monthly run rate, the math doesn't necessarily work out. But here's where I have a hard time with this, because how can they expect us to make an evaluation on a budget if we can't get the updated time? It's not yours, but not your issue, but I have in here carrying 133,000 and not 138. What does anybody else think?
Well, the increase was because of the extreme weather. We obviously do all our own snow plowing, and that was our thought behind the $5,000. And, that kind of brings down the alarms at night.
Yep. Yep. So you got salary increase. I made a note here, you guys talked about salary increases in July.
Yes. So that was the reason for the $5,000 increase.
Okay, I mean, on the overtime, you got your supporting that time, 113 hours times 4 hours per day, so
It's all scheduled.
yeah, that's schedule, all that is schedule time. So the only one that I kind of look at, okay, that's scheduled.
Join the meeting.
What's that? Who's joined?
Hey everyone, sorry I dropped off quick. Something happened with Zoom. I called back in. It's Eugene.
Okay. The only number then I really kind of question is, I'm not worried about the 1,600 for holidays, is the 95,000 for emergency overtime. Anybody got a comment on what to carry? I'm saying carry 133 last year's estimate, but unless anybody else has a comment on the 95,000, that's where I kind of look at the 95,000, and there's no, I just have 95,000 in the cell. There's no supporting data. 100 hours times $40 an hour times 10 days, you know what I'm saying? It's a $95,000 number, and I'll be. Sometimes I have a hard time when you grab a number. Where did you grab the number? How did you arrive at 95?
Estimate on possible extreme weather. But if you want to leave it at 133, I'm fine.
Okay. Steve?
I agree.
Don?
No problem.
Yes. Don? Bill?
No problem.
All right, we're going to leave it at 133.
I'd raise it just a little.
What's that?
I'd raise it just a little. You're gonna have possibly new people. You're gonna have increase in salary rate, and then their history, they've been pretty much right on to their budget, at least the last couple of years. So maybe not all the way up to 138, but I don't think I'd leave it at 133, but that's just my opinion.
I was taking obviously 5,000 out of the 95, and I'm not saying I don't, I'm not saying I don't support it or either, but that's just,
I mean, this is one that we can mark, 'cause all of these, or not all, we'll get the ones set in stone as best we can that we know we can't really play with, like, say, Stratford taxes, or, you know, the salaries. There'll be others that we'll be able to tweak, which we will probably be doing once we get the revenue numbers. This could be one of them, so we could put a star on this one to say, hey, you know, we'll go to 133, but if we are able to have a little money or playroom, we'll raise it a couple of
Okay,
thousand
so-
or whatever.
okay, so here's two thoughts on that. One is I agree with that part, but the problem, the thing is, we need to have a number by today that we're gonna go in with, because next meeting in April, we have to have a public hearing.
No, it's
Yeah.
May.
No?
May.
Hold on a minute. We have the public hearing, and then we vote in May. We have our public hearing on the number on whatever we arrive at today. The public hearing, and then we vote on the rate that we are gonna agree on at the public hearing or today. Yes. Okay, how do you think it works? That's exactly how we've done it.
We do that meeting, we have the public hearing the same time as our May meeting, and then it gets published.
Right, we've had the public hearing, okay, you're right. We've had the public hearing 15 minutes before the meeting, because nobody really shows
And
up.
that's when we have the
And then,
revenue numbers.
and then we have,
good numbers at that point.
okay, so I'm still recommending 133, okay? But that means either not today, but at one last meeting, another budget meeting, we need to have that reconciled, that number.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna leave this alone. We're gonna star this one as need more backup. So I'm just gonna leave mine at 133 for the time being. 1101. $200. You haven't used any money in your for personal vehicles. I know it's $200, but you haven't used $200. Again, $200 is gonna add up as we go along. It's not a lot of money. I put 0.
That's fine, we don't use it, it's just,
You know, so
always been there.
I'm gonna say carry it at 0. 30-01. I'm saying let's keep the 12,700. So now the only thing I have here, Lori, is you have it listed wrong on this sheet here. It should be, it's not $13,000. Approved current year on budget is shown as $99,156. 301. So, see it's here? 9156. You guys have up here, it's 13.
That's estimate, current year estimate. This is the one we went over because of the upgrade to Innovize. So we're not keeping to 9156. This is the one the board voted on to move money around so that it would be covered.
Okay,
So that's estimate, and we're over in that one.
we're over. So
And you guys voted to cover it a month or so ago.
the 12,000.
That's because of the Innovize, the software.
All right.
The Pete and Ernie.
Okay. So I kept 12,700 on here anyway. So the current year estimate means 2021, 2022.
We think we're gonna go over, yeah.
See, I thought this was for okay.
And most of it is the budget, because there aren't too many that we really know. Well, we know this one, we're over.
Yeah.
We had to have it covered, so that's
Okay.
why that.
All right, so we're leaving 12,700. 30,006. You guys don't get immunizations this year? That's $500. I'm saying carry the $500, it's fine. But right now, you have 100% remaining, nothing's billed to it. You guys didn't get inoculated this year?
I use my insurance, that's something that's always been there as long as I've been here, so.
Yeah, I know, and I don't ever remember if we ever used it.
Try to switch our private physicians, normally keep up that.
Right. Okay, I'm carrying $500, I'm just leaving it. I mean, that's a critical one, I don't know, whatever happens to it, happens to it. 30-07, I'm saying, fine, you got 80% remaining balance of $4,800 for printing and advertising. Again, like we talked, Lori, when I came in the other day, is we don't know what they're gonna do.
Right.
So I'm carrying,
A lot of times at the end of the year, that
right,
they hit us
so
with that.
I'm not changing that one because who knows?
And it could end up being more
Right.
if the prices increase.
So the only one, all right, so we started, which one did we start so far? Bill, hey, Bill, can you keep up, help me?
133
Can you make a all right, good, perfect, you're doing that for me? Great. Make sure, and say, which one was it we started?
The overtime payroll,
Okay, 30-01? Nope,
no, 7.15 point
all right,
10-07.
all right. Going, one I forgot, and Ernie just left, one I forgot, Laura, you know, how are we handling, and I don't remember, going back to 30-01 for a minute, one of my notes I forgot to talk about. How are we handling Fuss and O'Neill or our professional engineer fees? Where are we putting that money?
That usually goes in the sinking fund.
Okay,
Comes out of the sinking fund because
Okay.
usually they're supporting a lot of the consulting is for either the capital projects or for the big
so
projects.
it shouldn't really be,
Basically, being reimbursed by the fees that we're collecting from whomever, correct? In essence.
partially, yeah.
They're basically being reimbursed by
Yes.
the fees we collect from developers,
Yep,
residents for
Right.
single-family homes.
Good. Good point. All right, back to 30-07, we're gonna leave printing alone. 30-10. All right, here again, uniform services, and this is just a comment. I'm not telling you it's right or wrong. You guys had some math in here, and I'm not sure how you selected which one, but you're asking for 8,900. And we're planning on a head increase, head count. The way I read your math, and you've actually done it, it's $7,800 for 6 employees. So I'm not sure why you're going up another $1,100. Head count, you're not increasing head count because you have 2 positions not filled. And then you have that one extra person that's your janitor. Does he get
Yes.
uniforms? So I'm not saying I don't agree with the $8,900, but I think the $7,800 from my math is sufficient.
I think that amount's going to change. I don't mean to speak for you
Go ahead,
guys.
yours.
I think the price increases are going to go up. They usually do. I don't think they're going to remain the same.
Okay.
And we're running short. We may end up going over this year on that one. So, right, so maybe we need to adjust the detail
Okay.
to reflect possible increased headcount, but I also believe there'll be increase in prices. Correct me if you guys think
Okay.
we're wrong on that one, but we're running short
Okay, so let's do,
on a straight basis
yeah.
this year.
I didn't write it down here. What did we commit on this one? 30-10. Bill, can you mark that as a star? We're gonna kind of get some information on that one, Bill.
On uniform services, a
Yep,
star?
30-10.
Right.
Uniform services, we got 23% remaining. Okay, so let's just star that one, Laura.
I don't know, Garrett, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get much more information for you, except that we might get a couple more employees, and we know the price is going to increase, it always does every year, usually in the first quarter or midway. So maybe we need to throw out an estimate.
So you have 170,
We're not gonna know for sure.
yeah, you have 170 times 52 weeks. gives you 8840. So you're saying carry 8900, you're just rounding it up. Okay, guys, what do you wanna do? You wanna leave the 8900? I'm recommending 7800, but I'm hearing Lori.
That one I feel strongly about.
Well, because what percentage is left now?
23%.
That's as of January?
Well, we don't know.
Yeah, it could be January or
We don't know,
or
Bill.
even December. I would leave the 8900.
Okay,
I make a motion, leave the 8900.
you don't have to make a motion. All right, everybody okay with that? No motions needed, Bill.
Oh, okay, I don't know.
All right, so 30-29.
So you're saying leave that
We're saying leave 30-10 uniform services
as 8,900?
as 8,900. And you'll get a number right at when I'm done, as you can see, Lauren. Diesel generator maintenance. Can't do anything about this one. Used all last year's budget. Only $344 left. Where are we carrying the $40,000 for the Cummings generator repair?
That's supposed to come up at a meeting to come out of, what do you, sinking fund, whatever you call it?
Yeah, so I've heard a couple mentions of sinking fund. I've heard the generator now, Fuss and O'Neill, so we need to monitor sinking fund, because we only put $75,000 each year in the sinking fund, so.
I mean, I don't know where you get it from, but it's an exorbitant cost that's pretty substantial.
Yeah, and we know we need to do it.
So whatever you take, I'm just using that word, I don't know what you get it out of.
Does it make sense to put it does it make sense to up this 10,000?
No,
Just this year?
This maintenance this is
A one-shot deal?
This is strictly for,
Yearly.
inspections and oil
Right.
changes and service. Any repairs, we would take out of 6510.
Okay, there you go.
This is a big, and I included pictures, I don't know if you ever got them.
Yeah,
Show you the
I saw them all.
pictures
Yeah, I
and
saw them
the
all.
size of it, it's an 8-foot radius.
Yeah, I saw them.
Huge.
All right. So this is oil changes,
Inspection.
Periodical maintenance.
Quote it out for 4 years, I know 4 years ahead what we're gonna be paying for that.
all right, oil changes, inspection and maintenance. So we're gonna leave the 10,000. Everybody agree?
Agreed.
Moving on to 40-01. Gas diesel. We have 82% left in our budget. We only used $2,700. Here again, I'm recommending 12,000. You have 15,000 in here. Now, what other equipment, here's my question. Again, everything's coming up as I review all these. Do you fill the skid steer with that too?
Yeah.
And do you have any WPCA vehicles that are diesel? What other equipment do you fill with the diesel?
We have 6 generators that run on diesel, and if we get a 5-day power failure, the main plant generator burns 100 gallons an hour, so 2 o'clock on a Sunday, I gotta get fuel, like, to make sure we.
But and it's such a hard one to evaluate, and I trust you guys' thoughts on it, but, when you have 82% left, and here, this thing was done last week. If there's 82% left, and it's not picked up, something's wrong. It's either it's been missed for all these other months, or it's a true number. We have 82% of our money left.
That's a true number. We do a lot of what ifs. What if all 5 generators, which happened last year in August, we had 1 generator ran for 7 days straight. We had to get it filled 3 times.
Yeah. But even if the what if, and we only used $2,700, even if the what if was another double the $2,700, triple double that,
The 4,000-gallon fuel tank at the plant. I don't know. Do the math. It runs for 48, 72 hours at 100 gallons an hour. At $3 a gallon. It probably ain't gonna be enough money.
Yeah, but I know Garrett, I know it's a tough one, but like I said, I'm gonna keep on going back. I see we only use 2,700. Triple that number. Multiply times 3. So you've used $6,000. You used $8,000 worth of diesel. And you're asking for double the 8,000, is my point. I know it's a what if, I get that.
That's, you set whatever number you want, I'm just telling you, we always just tried to stay, and to have enough if we had to fill up all the generators. You know, it gets a little scary when you're relying on a portable power source to run your whole plant. I don't know about you, but I don't sleep too good at night when that happens, so I like to be prepared and have enough stuff to go around.
Well, I'm still saying, Kerry, take the 2,700, make it 3,000 times 3, there's $9,000. Plus the 27, or another 3, there's $12,000. That's how I arrived at my Kerry 12.
Okay.
And not the 15. So if anybody has an opinion, I recommend we make it 12,000. And look, these are great open discussions, don't get me wrong, but the what-ifs are kind of hard at times because you need to make logic out of them. And I'm not telling you your logic doesn't make sense, but I'm giving you my logic of taking the 2,700, rounding it up to 3, times 3 is 9, and add another 3, there's 12. That's how I arrived at 12. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt and saying 3 times 3 is 9 plus 3 is 12. That's my quick thought on it. It'll cover you. To me, it'll cover you no matter what happens. If not, well, that's why we have other places. So if anybody disagrees, I'm carrying 12. Hearing now, we're going to move on to 40-08. Cleaning supplies. You only use $300. I'm saying carrying $1,500. And not $2,500. Multiply that by 4, and you still got enough. Any opinion? Any thoughts? I'm leaving that one alone. $1,500 carrying. 40-15. Now I'm actually upping your number on bottled gas. I'm saying carry $2,600 and you have $1,200. I see my analysis tells me that we need to increase this line item.
Is that because it says it's 132% in the hole?
Bottled gas. Yeah.
Because, like I said last month, they applied, Eversource gas bill, it's one account number off from that, and it was almost for $2,000, so we got that money back.
So you want to carry the $1,200? Then you're saying you don't think we need to increase bottled gas? What you're telling me because of that?
Well, that's why it shows it's that much in the
Okay.
negative, because they applied the wrong account number to it.
Okay, so let's carry the $1,200 that you're asking for, right? Gary?
Yeah, 4016 is heating fuel and 4015 is bottled gas. And they,
Okay, so I'm going to change this.
one account off. I write like a doctor.
I got you. All right, so we're going to carry $1,200 and not my $2,600. I was willing to give you more money, Garrett.
Well, trying to be honest here.
I know, that's what it's about. Heating fuel. Here again, this is a tough one. We have 47% remaining in heating fuel. We've got a balance of $7,000. If you're heating fuel, and typically what I say heating fuel is when I have to do my own estimate for a project, is November to April. The average should be on this should be $1,200. We spent $79.88. I'm saying heating fuel, we had a pretty cold winter this year. So my thoughts are carry 10,000 and not 15. And only because I'm saying we got 6 months of heating, and this is a pretty cold month.
There's 2,000 more right here you're not even accounted for yet.
Okay, well, see, here again, that's the thing about, and those are good kind of documents, Garrett, to have. I'm cutting it, I'm personally cutting it to 10 because, but okay, how much is in there?
Well, over $2,000.
Okay, so go ahead, Bill. What were you going to say?
Plus, there's the extra amount that's in the bottled gas that belongs in heating fuel, which didn't get picked up yet. Is that the way? I don't think, did it get transferred yet?
If you look at the sheet,
How
it says
much?
it's still there, but I mean.
So how much was that then?
We'll be at 26, Mike.
2,600 minus,
Was it 1,200 or the accountant
That's-
was off?
that's a minor number, Bill, in my opinion.
What I'm saying is,
That money belongs back in there.
Yeah.
that money belongs in the heating fuel, which knocks that number down. Which knocks the balance down.
Right.
Reduces the balance.
By $2,000. So the remaining balance is 7,000, so that means when you transfer that money over, you're gonna have $5,000.
Right, plus he's got a $2,000 bill there now.
Five, so that brings that to remaining eight.
And how about increase in cost
Okay, it
for
sounds like,
next year?
okay, there you go, so this is good, okay, so I'm gonna change my carry of 10,000 back to 15, okay?
Yes.
Is that what makes sense, guys?
Yes.
All right, perfect, 15 it is. 40-18. 40-18. I'm carrying $1,500 for minor tools. You used all the money in this budget. 40-20. Protective clothing. Here again, you got 47% remaining in the budget, you got $938. With my math, I'm saying carry $1,562, but if you wanna keep the 2,000, it's,
Remember, there might be a couple new people.
so, you wanna go back up to 2,000? Okay. Union contract, use you guys' shoes, I need new shoes, can we get new shoes?
Whatever you want.
I'm size 8. All right, I'm gonna put in 2,000, I'm gonna put back in 2,000, I'm not gonna use my carry number. 40-27, chemicals, here's one that I wouldn't even come close to challenging. It's like, and I watch you guys, I talk to you guys at the plant all the time. I don't even know, I mean, you have some good, you got Garrett and Ed, you got some nice breakdown here. There's no way am I changing that, my thoughts on that one, because you guys got a good handle on it. We'll leave the 99,001. 40-31. Fire extinguishers, I'm saying carry $1,100. I'm saying carry, 58% remaining. I'm saying carry $1,100, unless, cause you got 11 units times $180, and you still got a lot of money left. Now, is it minor, going from $1,980?
That's just for the inspection, and if some have to be hydro, then the price is gonna jump up, because then I gotta take it and I gotta hydro test it. That's why we just keep the extra amount there. We don't know what's gonna fail or have to be tested.
22 expired, oof, that's a lot. What are they, 20 pounders, 25 pounders?
20-pound, CO2, plus the pump stations have them.
Okay, I'm gonna put it back to 1980 then, if anybody disapproves. 1980? 40-47. Motor vehicle maintenance. I'm saying carry $3,000. 78% remaining. Now, do we get an actual bill from the highways department when you maintain vehicles? How does that work?
They pull a purchase order for a certain amount, then we could get invoices saying what they spent.
We get a balance of $3,600, 78% of the money's remaining. I'm saying you carry $3,000.
Just like to be prepared if the, plow breaks while we're plowing, or need tires, or...
Okay, carry $3,000. I'm lowering the budget on that one. In some ways, Garrett, I hear you. The problem with these kind of budgets are, there's a lot of what ifs here.
Like 10 minutes ago.
There's definitely, no, you're right. I'm just reiterating what you're saying. There's a lot of what ifs. So I'm saying carry 3,000 and not 4,600. 50-03. Legal stenographer. Ashley, you're hit. The math, I'm not sure I understood your math, but that's fine. You guys had some kind of math here. My math says it's 2,000. So let's leave it at 2,000. I'm gonna carry 2,000 for legal stenographer fees. 50-10, Stratford sewer fees,
Cut it to zero.
well, yeah, I know. Here again, I'm carrying 285,000. Okay. Budget shows committed at 275,000. I'm adding another 10,000 to it.
Does that typically go up every year?
Well, I don't remember specifically. I know it has a little bit, and I can't tell you, John, which years and how often. You guys don't remember, do you? You probably wouldn't even remember.
Almost every year it seems to go up. 240 a couple years ago.
I'm carrying 285, but, yes, Lori?
I think I'd keep it at the 295 if you want to star that one to revisit it. We've reached out to them, but they're probably like us, trying to determine what their rates will be. This is a big one. I think if we have a little left in there, I mean, this is what covered when we haven't had that overage. So even if we have a little left over, it might help in some areas where we're right for
Because that's
budget.
you're right, that's a one-time shot, and
Right.
we paid that already, so we know what we're paying out this year.
Right.
So, even if you commit another, I don't know, 5%, I don't know what it could be. I'm saying 285, but, all right, Bill, let's start that one.
Okay.
And see if we can get more information. I'm carrying right now 285, we're gonna start that one. Because I agree, that's, I don't think it's been every year, but then again, you lose track after a while.
It's one thing to miss on a minor tool. It's another thing to miss if they raise their rate considerably.
Mhm.
They didn't last year, but the prior year when they were talking with, remember going to Bridgeport, and then they were gonna have this huge increase, and they did have a big increase,
Mm-hmm.
and then they ended up lowering. I mean, if they do a big hike this year where they didn't, that 10,000 is gonna go pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's not gonna probably be just 10,000.
Okay, I'm gonna leave 285 as my carry number for now. Let's just star that one, Bill,
Okay.
just to do more research on it. 50-11, deep fees. I put it to $3,000. That's a pretty, we know those fees. My math says that it's around $2,900. $2,992 is what my math is. I'm not sure I quite understood. Oh, I know what I did. Hold on a second. So what I did, I think on this one, no, it wasn't this one. 511, 5011. One of these numbers is what I did was, okay, I came up with 3,000, and I'm carrying 3,000. I'm taking 500 out of the budget. These fees are pretty consistent. There's $800 remaining in our last year. We spent $2,600. There's 25% remaining. I'm lowering it. Here's what I'm kind of lowering some of these other numbers that we have harder numbers on, to give us the ability to raise other numbers, the big 295s. You know what I'm saying? So if we can steal $5,000 out of this fee, and another $1,000 out of this fee, it gives us the ability to keep the Stratford numbers at 295. That's why I kind of concentrate also on the smaller numbers, because it gives us that ability. So I'm carrying 3,000 instead of 3,500. Anybody opposed to that?
I just want to ask Garrett, do those usually go up, do you know, every year? Is that one that does, or does that usually stay consistently the same?
Normally I have two, one's for 2,700, and then every 2 or 3 years we have to do a stormwater, permit for like 500 something.
You got 625 here.
Or is it 625?
Yeah. And then 23 $23.67 for the annual fee. So I'm gonna carry 3,000 for now unless anybody, I'm gonna take 500 out of the 3,500. Unless anybody, again, I'm trying to steal money from these other ones that we know are more,
I have no problem.
okay.
I don't.
65 dash, if you have problems, speak up before we move on. 6505, city vehicles. I put 0. Why don't we put this number in another category? It's 100% remaining. Why don't we move this city hall vehicles? You got 2 vehicles for carrying tools, but you never charge anything to it. Probably because you don't know what what, Ernie?
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing to it. There's 100% remaining. So I'm putting 0. Okay?
I have to assume it's for, like, if you wanted to get a car washed or something, that's what he would use.
It might be, but here we are. We're 3/4 into the fiscal year, and there's nothing here, so I'm putting it 0. City hall vehicles. 6507. Sewer maintenance. I agree with you 100% on this one. Here's the other thing I was going through. So now, Ernie gave me the account activity listing. And I don't get it, and I don't pretend to get it. There's not a 6507 account on here. You go from 6505 to 6508. So there's no 6507. And if you look at the pages, it goes from page 28. It starts at page 28. So where's page 1 through 27? And it ends at page 42. So I can't argue this one with you, Garrett.
Can you just see that from that?
Yeah, there's 17% balance remaining. You got $35,000 left.
That's Ernie's 65.
Okay, you're right. Televising, raising, placing manholes,
I
chemical.
think that one probably is the one Garrett and Ed's. I think that's what he sent you. He sent you the detail for the ones that were Ed's that you had asked for. I bet you that's what those accounts are.
You should.
Okay.
You should have to learn.
It wasn't a full detail activity.
I'm just saying carry the 205. We're going to carry what you guys requested.
Yeah, that's what this is.
The balance is of $35,000. Now, what are we doing with Griffin Brothers invoice, which is an Ernie question? Where are we putting the $25,000 for the Griffin Brothers? And then we talked about the generator repair is going to go under the sinking fund.
Wasn't the Griffin brother already hit, right?
I don't know.
I thought he answered that one for you, that it went up to the
he sent me the
6507.
yeah, he sent me the invoice at 6507.
Yeah, and he answered it. It went up to the 6507.
But see, this is the only detail I have, and I'm just confirming that it's going to the 6507. So then the question is, if the 39,000 is not going to go to the sinking fund, and we're going to put it in 6507, is Ernie? Let's flag this one. 6507. Have a conversation with Ernie, just to verify that the Griffin Brothers 25,000. It's not on this detail sheet. So I'm leaving your 205, Ernie's 205
Right
request.
here,
65, did I miss it?
Griffin and Griffin, no, but here's the full, this is the full
Oh, see,
detail.
I don't have that.
He
Okay,
gave you
okay.
the ones that you had asked for from the meeting.
Yeah, but I basically asked for the whole thing too, so that's fine. All right, so there's, okay, so the 205 covers it, you're telling me.
It's in here.
All right.
Too.
How much was spent to date? So, spent to date on sewer maintenance, 6507. We have 17, okay, yeah, right, I have my numbers here. 17% left. We have 35,000 left. So what it sounds like he might be saying is, let's just tag that one, Bill, 6507 for just a discussion with Ernie.
Yep.
Making sure that we're comfortable with the Griffin Brothers. $6508, building maintenance. So 42% remaining, $1,200 balance. We spent $2,618. I'm saying carry $3,800 and not $4,500. But then I made myself I'm okay, leave $4,500. I don't know why I said that.
In 2018-19, we did 5,000, so I don't know if you go through different things, breakdowns or whatever.
It also covers we don't have an office supply line item. Tom had recommended, instead of creating a new budget line item, to increase that budget to handle any of our, paper supplies.
Right, so here's my math then. If you include $3,000 for office supplies, if I do 3,000 and you're requesting 4,500, I'm saying the building maintenance assumed at $1,500. You're giving yourself more money for office supplies than you are for building maintenance, So, I'm saying carry $3,800, not $4,500.
I think you're cutting it close to the bone.
I
don't think you're giving yourself any wiggle room. Last year, we ended at $3,740, so that's just $3,800. The year before that, it was $5,000.
Okay,
If they have to replenish whatever office supplies or some of these supplies, I mean, you don't want to have to be watching every dollar when you're trying to run a place either.
Now is springtime coming, we'll get an opportunity to do outside work on buildings. So,
Okay, what do you guys want to carry? My $3,800 or their Ed's $4,500? What do you want to do?
I'd go for Ed's $4,500, I don't think that's very much money.
Okay, $4,500 it is. 65-10. Carry $259. We have 34% remaining, $88,000. 5 months left in our budget. We spent $171,000. Here's my notes. Your budget numbers are all rounded off. Okay, that's fine. What's the detail? Here's my thought on, again, this is me. I'm anal, Ed. Garrett, I'm anal. When I see $25,000, I think you went like this. Being in the business I'm in, if I don't come down to an exact number, and if I can't explain it to the guy sitting next to me, that this is what his project's going to cost, then I have a hard time. It has to pass the red face test. And I'm not telling you you're wrong, but when I do this, I have to pass the red face test. And if I say, Mr. Klein, it's $25,000, you say, well, how in the hell did you come up with $25,000? And if I don't have that math, I didn't pass.
Most of our number is a projection, because we don't know what's going to break. The only thing out of that whole budget that I can tell you we do is the on-site calibrations of every piece of equipment we have in the facility every year. But bear in mind, also, we're very mindful of the money, and just to give you an example, a brand new motor for a main pump, brand new from the company, is $43,000, okay? We rebuilt 3 of them for less than 30. So it's like brand new. Brand new drive that runs that pump from the factory, plug and play replacement, $65,000. We replaced 3 of them for about $35,000. We're very mindful of what we do spend and how.
I know you are.
But
I mean, I'm saying carry your number. I'm not questioning it.
no, I understand that. I just want you to maybe have a little understanding that we're just not pulling stuff out of our, because we have no idea. We didn't plan on 2 drives breaking this year. We didn't plan on 3 motors having to be replaced.
Okay, so
they were screaming. So.
All right, so I got about 7 or 8 questions here. I'm just going to run through them real quick. We talked about the detail. I don't like to see 20. I'm just giving you my opinion. I'm not telling you you're wrong. I don't like to see $25,000. I like to see some thought and some math behind it. But that's fine. I'll accept your rounded numbers. What is ORP, maintenance contract.
That's even separate, that's when Matt was here, we did got a state grant for ORP, but then the hook on the state grant was you had to have it calibrated and certified every year by a factory.
What does ORP mean?
Oxidation reduction potential. It's a probe that measures the millivolts in the water to tell you whether you're using too much oxygen or you can turn down your DO.
Okay. Next question I had, again, impeller costs for pump stations. Let's discuss some detail on how you arrived at these subtotal numbers. We just did that. Or calibration and support systems. Who gives this support? Who does that calibration and support services?
That all comes out of Aaron.
Aaron? Okay.
It's all driven by SCADA.
Oh, here it is. Okay, here it is. Required yearly calibration, 25,000. Okay. Are we putting 40,000 for the janitor? Here, I must have this one in my mind, so I'm fine with that. I basically said I'm okay with the budget, 259. I can't. Equipment maintenance is something that you never know about, never. So I'm okay with that one. 80-31. Physicals, $500. I'm okay with that one. 80-32. Sludge dumping. Now, my math tells me that we have 31% remaining. Well, it's on here. It's not my math. We got 31% remaining. We've got 39,000 left to spend. How many loads per week? Again, I'm going to give you my quick comments. How many loads per week or per month? Are you increasing the budget? Why are you increasing the budget by 40,000? What are your details to increase it by 40,000? Big question. Again, what is the last date of entry on the account activity list? Because I can go to this list and I can get these numbers exactly, and I can see who exactly did this work. You know, it was Chuck Stone. I know that.
Yep.
You know, 90,000 spent as to what date, of course. Chuck Stone invoice seems to go from July 20 to January 21. Is this the case? Of course, we don't know. I'm looking at it as being the cost is $14,100 per month. What you're requesting, and last year was $21,000 per month for 6 months last year. So I'm saying, and again, this is my math, doing some more math on here. I'm saying I'm not sure I can justify your increase of 40,000, and I'm saying just use the 130 based on my math and what I read in here.
Last year, Tom needed some money, so we took it out of our sludge dumping account. We are capable of storing sludge at the plant, which we did, which is not a good idea.
In the old,
In the old digester.
what do you call digester?
Because we were going to get odor problems and sludge problems, pumping it out. So we did that, so Tom could get the extra money that he needed for his sewer work. Now we're trying to get that even with a normal schedule. That's the reason for the increase.
But if you're getting back even with the schedule, it's 130,000 is what was budgeted. And you still have 40,000 left to spend. So getting back even should take you back to 130. No, am I missing something?
Oh, no, I think it's higher than the prior years.
No, it wasn't. Sludge dumping, 130.
What's that?
Sludge dumping is 130. That we budget 130, and we still have 39,000 left, 40,000 left.
Because we've had to reduce what we do to have money to pay them at the end of the year. Like Ed said, we're holding more sludge on site and not processing it as fast.
So that's why you're looking for the
We're
170.
looking for more to increase our trucks. We're down to, we just get 3 trucks a week. We were at 6 to 9.
It's going to catch up with us.
Once it gets warmer, things are gonna start taking off again. Plus, we're adjusting to the new air system.
Chairman,
Go ahead, Bill.
you're in two 2019 budget for sludge was 243,000. And it went down to 140,000, 2020.
That's when Tom was looking for the money.
Right.
Right, right,
Exactly.
right.
But what they're saying is they're storing stuff on site.
No, I know.
that eventually,
Yep.
you know, it's not the right stuff to store on site.
No, it's not. I know that, and so it sounds like you guys wanna keep the 170, not my 130, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, 170 it is. Oops, 17,000, I gotta put one more zero. 80-33. Deep testing. So here's where I did a little bit of an analysis on deep testing. Nutrient testing, toxicity, sludge testing, and storm water testing. You basically didn't spend any money in storm water testing, water analysis that you were talking about earlier. But you spent around, so you guys budgeted 2864. We spent 3251 under nutrient testing. 'Cause I went through this whole thing and just kind of curious to, where it went. Under toxicity testing, you had $4,000. You spent only $2,996. Sludge testing, you had $4,000. You only spent $1,100. So on testing, on all these different testing, you spent $7,300 so far. My math, I'm not telling you I'm right.
Still have 2 more rounds to go, toxicity testing, sludge, nutrient testing, every month, toxicity, 2 more.
So, okay, so here's what I did. Here's my math, Ed, Garrett. 15 more tests should cost you around $6,100. And I'm saying we have more tests to go, and I agree with that. And I'm using $6,100, $6,120, based on the average from all these testings. We spent $7,352. That's telling me that if you add those two numbers up, there's $13,472. Okay, so it's $5,000 short, $4,500 short of your $18,000 request.
We still have our DMRQ testing to come in May, which is like a third-party, independent test that we have to do to ensure our lab is doing what we're doing.
What's that worth?
I don't remember, Ed, what's that worth?
What? 4,600 or 4,600? Okay, I thought you said 46,000. I didn't think so. So I'm saying, and again, this is me and my math, that if we have 15 more tests at around $6,100, we spent $7,352. That means you should spend around $13,472 this fiscal year. I'm saying carry $13,472 instead of 18. What's everybody else's thought? It looks like there were 18 tests were sent to the lab. So let's go back for a second. So here's another comment. Again, my thoughts. So you guys are driving the samples down to Stanford, right?
Not anymore.
Oh, okay. What are you doing with it? It's still listed in here that you're taking them to Stanford.
It's a courier charge now that we pay, and I think Ansonia, the guy, picks it up.
Okay, because under City Hall vehicles, you didn't spend anything. And again, it's $300 on City Hall vehicles, 65-05. If you were actually still going to Stanford, I would have thought that you would have used that number under City Hall vehicles, but obviously, it's $300, and obviously you're not using that.
I don't understand your question.
So, you were taking, per this right here,
We take a city truck and bring the samples to Stanford.
that's my point.
Right.
So if you were taking samples to Stanford, and you have $300 in here for city hall vehicles,
That's not us, that's another Ernie line. We have that.
that's not an, okay, that's an earning line? All right, so then that's minor anyway.
Well, that's when, Pete does the fog. When he does his fog testing, he drives it up to Waterbury.
Okay, well, there's still nothing spent in that, if I remember in that category anyway, it's fine. What do you guys wanna do? I'm saying lower the number down to 13,500, but I'm gonna,
Yes, Mike, excuse me. It is missing from this listing. H.L. Stone, our caller, for sludge requests that we do a certain amount of testing, especially on the sludge for him. Costs about $2,000 a month.
so you have for sludge testing, you have 4 tests at $1,000 a piece, so you,
Yeah, but this is an additional test.
He means the grit and the rags, not the sludge. It's separate now. It gets dumped in Manchester, and they require a yearly analysis.
okay. So you've only spent $1,100 on sludge testing, so you're telling me you're gonna spend more now because of stone, or because of the requirements of the state? Water analysis, you didn't spend anything on water analysis. Stormwater testing, toxicity testing. So you basically got $7,000 in stormwater testing you didn't spend. Are you gonna spend that money? Because if you're not spending $7,200, why wouldn't that go towards the additional sludge testing that's required? You see what line am I looking at, Ed? You spent nothing on stormwater testing. And that comes right off of this thing right here. I added up all the different items on here. So it's not my number's not a false number, that's an actually spent-to-date number, committed.
One time we were required to do the stormwater testing, but,
You haven't done it yet.
with the new permit, they haven't, requested.
Okay, I'm gonna ask everybody else.
Why don't change it to 15,000 instead? That's my suggestion.
That's about what I was gonna do. I said 13.5, but, Don,
Whatever, 13.5 is great.
let's call it, 15,000 for now. You wanna do a little bit more you got enough information that you're comfortable with 15 for now based on, you haven't spent anything for stormwater testing. So let's make it 15,000, we're gonna carry 15. Going once, going twice, done.
And I'm gonna check with Pete on that because he goes up with the fog, and I know there has been very little this year because of COVID with the restaurant.
Okay, good idea. You wanna start that one, Bill?
So that, I think
You wanna
you
start
might
that
have
one?
to add another 1,000
Okay,
or
let's
something
get-
to that.
Okay, that's fine. I still think even with that number, with $1,000 from Pete, I still think you've got enough at 15,000.
Okay.
It's taking you 3,000 short of what you're requesting. It's not a huge number. 80-34, septic hall, 7,500. Can't argue with that one. Now again, you got 100% remaining in here. You got 7,500 remaining. It was nothing was spent on this number. I'm not sure why, but that's.
Because we haven't called them yet. I mean,
You haven't called Stone?
yeah, come down and suck the tank out.
Okay. All right, so we're leaving that one at 7,500. 80-46, WPCA, I know that every once in a while we give refunds, I'm fine, that's fine with that one. $2,000. 80-47, capital, we gotta keep. We need to keep in mind of what we're putting in here now. We're gonna put the generator in this one, correct? Garrett?
Whatever you feel you need to.
It
Well-
won't go in that
To me,
account.
some of these.
No,
It'll go
this
into
is,
the,
Where are we putting the generator
it'll
repair?
go into the sinking fund.
We're taking it out of the sinking fund.
Not this specific account, though, another account,
it's another account.
another account.
What do you mean
What
another?
happens is this 75,000 will go, we make an entry to transfer it to the sinking fund account,
Right,
to fund the sinking fund account. So this expenditure item gets moved there, and so the 40,000 will be paid out of the sinking fund.
That's my point. That's exactly what I'm asking.
Yeah.
So we've already spent, we're gonna be spending 40,000 out of the 75 already. And then we have, our in-house engineer, right?
You gotta remember, we have a balance in sinking fund. This is the bare bones.
I know. So we have, so we have a carryover from last year.
Yeah.
Right. So in-house engineer, I don't remember how much,
Point, for this one, Mike, I think 75,000 is good on this one, based on the balance that's in there in the sinking fund. I mean, you can look at that with Ernie.
let's start 80
But
dash,
for what's required, that's the expenditure item 75 to do it.
I understand that. But I'm just trying to understand, what of the 75 are we gonna be using, putting into that 75? So right now, we got the generator repair at 40,000, or 38, what was that number? 38,000, I think.
But you're looking to have that paid this year, right, Garrett, or is that next year?
Well, that's the question. That's the question.
I'm sorry, I missed the question?
On the radiator replacement on the generator, is it this year?
Yeah, we're looking to do it end of April, beginning of May.
Okay, so it's not gonna go in here.
It has nothing to do with
Okay,
the budget.
gotcha. All right. I was, well, it would have if you were gonna wait until this fiscal year to do it.
Right.
Next fiscal year, okay. All right, that's fine. So we're just gonna, obviously, we gotta keep the 75,000, 80-95, zero. We don't never know what that number's gonna be. That's a gift. That one there's a gift.
We got a hard number on that, but
What is it?
it's approximately 10,000.
Remember the one year was 250? 225?
Now it is self-funded.
Yeah,
They take the grants we have to pay
yeah.
and divide that up. Grants to cover their,
Yep.
nutrient,
Well, whatever it is, it's a gift. So you think it's around 10,000?
It's gonna be 10 and change, yeah.
Okay, that's nice to hear. So, again, that helps offset some of these, that's a number you never really wanna put in here.
Well, you don't know what it's gonna be.
Right. But when you get it, it's the gift. So, we're gonna leave that one at 0. 8127. I'm actually, on grit removal, Garrett, I'm upping my budget to 70,000 instead of your 65. Because my math tells me the average haul costs, some of these invoices. My math tells me I think we're gonna spend 70,000 and not 65. And I went through this one with, I'll call it a fine-tooth comb. I went through this one. This is my math. I'm not telling you your math's wrong, but we can do one or two things. Leave the 65 or put in my 70 from what I'm believing it might end up costing us. What do you guys wanna do? Leave it at 65 or,
Go with the 70.
okay, we'll carry my 70. 3504. No guess here. How many months in accounting, how many months are in the counting list, this thing right here? 40% remaining. This one here is always just another dart toss in some time. And rates are going up. So let me ask you a question. On your 375, how are you arriving at 375?
Trying to use a 12-month average, get the 18-month, back data from UI about what we spent, and,
Yeah, we got 40% remaining and a balance of 149,000. I'm saying, again, me, with some of my math, carry 325,000 and not 375,000. Reduce it, but this is always like a tug of war type of number with me and Tom. It's like, and we all know rates are going up.
it used to be $500,000.
No, I know. But you got more efficient
More
blowers,
efficient, yeah.
more efficient blowers now and everything else that we've done to make it more efficient.
couple good rainstorms, and you'll double your electricity in a month.
All right, what do you guys wanna do? Carry my 325 or carry 375?
I'd say 375 because 2 prior years to that, it was 350,000.
Well, and the years before it was 450, but yeah, so, I remember the 450 years.
No, there were 350s, 18 and...
No, we had a year was...
19 and 20.
We had a year was over 400,000,
Okay,
like Garrett,
probably
Garrett said,
prior.
prior you. All right, so you guys wanna carry 375?
Yes.
$35-04, municipal water. Here again, this is one that blows me away. We can't use our own water. I'm saying carrying your 31, I don't agree with it, but, I'm saying there's 39% remaining. We have $12,000 remaining. And I don't, my math tells me it should be less. Even if we had 4 more months at a cost of around $4,800 per month. So if you add the 12 and the 18, I'm coming up with less than that, but I'm just saying, I don't agree with the 31,000, but I'm saying carry 31,000. Let me see something here, 12,000, 023, 18,000. 977. So,
Are you looking February today, or January?
I don't know, whatever this report tells me.
Because when I was doing it, I was showing us that we might go over.
Well, I'm saying carry the 31,000.
Yeah, I would carry the 31. I want it lower.
Because my math tells me it should probably be around, probably 31,000 also, but, you know, because I'm adding up the 12,000 remaining, and I'm adding up 18,900 from what I see on an average cost per month of $4,700. Here again, I don't know where it's through, so I can't even tell you if my number is correct with 4 more months remaining. So we'll carry the 31,000. 3507 telephone. I took the telephone down to $10,000. You got 47% remaining. You got a balance of $6,000. I'm saying take the telephone down to 10,000. I just don't see you're spending it. Any comments to my carry number 10,000, or you want to keep 13? My math tells me it should be around 10,000.
Oh, 2019 it was 10,223. 2020 was 9,844. 10,000 is like right on the button. I would, gotta leave a little headroom because
No headroom. No headroom.
11,000, I would say.
I'm carrying logical math. So if you guys want 11,000, I'm going to put 11,000, but I believe in 10, so I'll put 11,000. Everybody okay with that? 20-03. Social Security, can't even comment on that one. 60,000 we got to carry. 776. 20-06. Employee insurance, I can't even comment on that one either. Carrying 244,575. Account number 20-09. Dental plan, you only used half of it. I'm saying carry $22,000, but I'm trying to pick little numbers to up the other numbers. So I'm saying carry $2,000 instead of $2,500 for dental.
I think that's fair, 2,000.
20-112, union pension. I can't argue this one
The
either.
medical, by the way, depending, I'm still trying to get other numbers from HR benefits. They were 2 numbers that were being, contracted out, still in negotiations. So I don't have the final number, I only have the 10%, the biggest number.
Okay.
So it shouldn't go up much. If we have to, I'll let you know, but I'll just let you
So
know.
for the time being,
Keep it at that.
What's
So
that?
based on what I know.
Okay.
Leave it on what, leave it at 78,000.
The 244,575 for the insurance, 2006, the 2006 account.
Oh, 2006, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but there's still two pieces, the long-term disability and another one that she hasn't been able to give me percentages on.
Oh,
Okay. All right, so I'm putting $2,000 to carry number 2,000 versus 2,500
for dental.
for dental. Is that all right? Union pension, I can't even go anywhere close to talking about that number, 78,000. All right. Any other comments? So, right now, my math, if our budget this year is $2,836,925, until we get verification from the start accounts, which I think is what, 5 or 6 of them? 4. And again, it's based on how many EDUs. So we need to get this EDU number, the users. If I'm carrying 13,970, this user rate should be $209 and not $205.
I think it's 203.
Bottom line number.
203. What's that?
What's the bottom line number?
Yeah.
2,932,309. Based on all these changes we made up and down.
2,932,309?
209. Oh,
No.
yeah, 2,932,309.
And so what were the 4 stars? Because there were
Oh.
several changes, but I have the overtime.
Okay, yeah, account number, 10-07,
Yeah,
50-10,
yeah, that's a sewage.
65-07,
Yep.
and then 80-33.
I'm sorry, can you read those back again? Sorry, Bill. 10-07,
10-07, 50-10, 65-07, and for some reason I put down 80-33.
That's probably for me to get back with Pete for his file.
Oh, okay, yeah, right, okay. And then you said the other one too you wanna put a star on the employee insurance? 'Cause
Yeah, just in case, I doubt it would go up much,
Okay,
because those are the smaller out of the, the medical's the big one, and she gave me that percentage, but just in case,
and that is,
the 2006.
931.20.06.
Okay.
So there's actually, 5 stars.
okay. Any other questions on this budget? So that's what I'm coming up with,
So you came up with 209, did you say?
209.83, if pending any other, these 4 accounts.
Let's see, user rate, based on that current.
Based on, kind of, right. Again, I can't change any, as you know.
Yep, no, I understand.
10:07 overtime. 10:50, I'm just going back down here, Bill. 10:50 Stratford fees. 6507 sewer maintenance, correct?
Yep.
And then 80-33, deep nutrient. Okay, so those are the ones we're gonna check out. Pending any up or down changes, that's kind of where we are, 2,932,000. Again, we need the revised, units. Again, Lori, as you know, it's based on our last year's 13,970.
Yep.
And a rate of 203.
And again, it won't be till May
Right,
that we have the meeting.
right. Yeah, so we'll have the we're gonna have to, you know, if you guys want, I can sit down independently with Ernie and Lori and you guys to ferret out some of the rest of this stuff, and then we can have the meeting. We'll have the meeting in April, let you know how we make out what the number, you know, might be, and then we can have the meeting in May. We gotta have the public hearing, and then our meeting, and we vote on it at our meeting. So if that's okay with all you guys, I'm gonna sit down independently with these guys instead of calling another meeting like this. All right? Any other questions? Hearing none, you wanna make the proper, call, Don, to end the meeting? Motion by Don, seconded by John. Any further discussion? Hearing none, meeting is adjourned. Thank you, guys. Oh, hold on a second. John, hold on a second. Did you get your questions answered?
Both, every single question I asked, we brought up, because the one that's on the,
All right, then Ernie had his comments, so what I'm gonna do is when we sit down, if you wanna come sit down too with me during the day, I gotta answer Ernie's questions.
because really, my comments were two, it's on the sludge, which we talked about, and the second one was just a more macro comment that I think you actually